This is a story we have all known for a very long time, but tonight it is a little different. From now on, I will share a very special story with you. Long ago, in a small village, there lived a lazy husband who hated working more than anything. No matter how much his wife begged him to help her, even just a little, he always made excuses and stayed lying around inside the house. As time passed, their life became poorer and harder. His wife worked day and night all by herself, and little by little her body began to grow weak from exhaustion. But the husband became anxious in his own selfish way. He believed that if his wife became too sick, he would no longer be able to live comfortably without working. It was a foolish and selfish thought. The next day, the husband went to the marketplace to buy medicine for his wife. In one quiet corner of the market sat a strange old medicine seller, surrounded by dusty bottles and worn-out jars. The old man stared at him for a moment before quietly saying, "There is a medicine that gives strength and makes the body move on its own. Would you like to buy it?" The husband's eyes immediately changed. More than medicine that could heal his wife, the idea of making her stronger and able to work longer sounded far more tempting to him. If my wife becomes stronger, I can continue resting comfortably forever. Thinking that, he bought the medicine and hurried back home. The husband placed the medicine into some porridge and began preparing it. He intended to give it to his wife, but while absent-mindedly moving the bowls around, he accidentally switched them. Without realizing what had happened, he ate the entire bowl himself. A short while later, something strange began to happen inside his body. His heavy limbs suddenly felt light, and the desire to avoid moving vanished as if it had never existed. The husband jumped to his feet, opened the door himself, and walked out toward the fields. For the first time in his life, he worked while sweating beneath the sun, plowing the land with all his strength. Even as the sun began to set, he did not stop working. Watching him quietly from inside the house, his wife slowly began to cry. "More precious than medicine. He brought back something far more important," she whispered softly. But even after night had fallen, the husband still had not returned home. Worried, his wife forced her aching body to move and made her way back to the marketplace. Finding the old medicine seller again, she asked him in a trembling voice, "What kind of medicine was that?" The old man looked at her silently for a long moment before finally speaking. "That medicine can slowly turn a person into a cow." The wife collapsed to the ground in shock the moment she heard those words. Tears streamed down her face as she began telling him about her husband. "My husband once lived a very comfortable life, but after losing everything, he lost the strength to live as well. The sickness in his heart grew so deep that he could no longer step back into the world. Please, help my husband live as a person again." After hearing her story, the old medicine seller smiled gently and said, "Do not worry. That medicine changes when a person truly wishes to live again for themselves. So instead of resenting your husband, stay by his side and encourage him. Hold his hand warmly. The next morning, the wife woke feeling strangely lighter than before. When she stepped outside, she saw her husband sitting beside the field, wiping sweat from his face. The husband looked at her and smiled quietly. "My dear, I am truly sorry for everything. After moving my body and sweating beneath the sky, I finally feel like stepping back into the world again. I'm glad I went to buy that medicine, and I'm glad that I was the one who drank it." Without saying a word, the wife gently held his hand. From that day on, the two of them lived while caring for and comforting one another. On difficult days, they leaned on each other and rested. On happy days, they laughed together. The husband no longer hid himself inside the house, and the wife no longer carried every burden alone. And so, for the rest of their lives, they lived as a loving couple, a warm family, and each other's dearest friend. Today's story ends here. Let's meet again next time.